Hello. I conducted 2 experiments I documented into this video. The 2 experiments are called the power of bubbles and matchstick soaked in water. The first one is to find out if the presence of catalyst affects the formation of gas inside a bottle to inflate a balloon. The materials needed are 2 bottles, sugar, yeast, warm water, and balloon. There are 2 bottles, one labeled without yeast and another labeled with yeast. I put 2 teaspoons of sugar into each bottles. I added a packet of yeast in the bottle labeled with yeast. I poured warm water into the 2 bottles. Lastly, I placed a balloon to the end of each bottles and waited for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the balloon on the bottle with yeast inflated while the other did not. To explain, yeast is actually made up of living organisms. The warm water that was poured inside earlier dissolves the yeast we put inside the bottle labeled with yeast. The yeast will become more active and starts eating the sugar inside the bottle, which releases a gas called carbon dioxide. As the yeast continues on eating sugar, the bottle fills up with the gas that is released by action of yeast eating the sugar. The gas travels up into the balloon attached to the end of the bottle, causing it to start inflating. This is shown in the result of my experiment. Next experiment is called matchstick soaked in water, where I will find out if temperature affects chemical reaction. The materials I used are matchstick, cold and room temperature water, and candle. So in this next experiment, I soaked a matchstick in room temperature water and another in cold water. I placed both matchstick on a lighted candle and observed a difference. To explain, the temperature speeds up the motion of molecules, so they are likely to bump with each other. In this experiment, the cold water-soaked matchstick is brighter than the room temperature water-soaked matchstick. However, a faster reaction means it reaches completion more quickly.